Hi everybody, welcome to this Wall Street News. According to S&P Global, flash US Composite PMI fell from 52.1 in March to 50.9 in April. According to the US Census Bureau and the US Department of Housing and Urban Development, sales of new single-family houses in the US rose 8.8% in March. U.S. government sold record $69 billion worth of two-year notes at 4.898%, 6 basis points lower than the yield at the bidding deadline. 10-year Treasury yield is hovering around 4.6%. S&P 500 rose 1.2% Tuesday on strong earnings from U.S. companies. Shares of Tesla jumps 13% Tuesday after hours on Elon Musk's ambitious vision. Tesla CEO Elon Musk said during the conference call on Tuesday, quote, "In the future, gasoline cars that are not autonomous will be like riding a horse or using a flip phone," end quote. According to S&P Global, flash US Composite PMI fell from 52.1 in March to 50.9 in April, but a reading above 50 indicates an overall expansion compared to the previous month. Flash US Services PMI also decreased from 51.7 in March to 50.9 in April. Flash US manufacturing PMI fell below 50 in April. A reading below 50 means an overall decrease compared to the previous month. S&P Global said, quote, "U.S. business activity continued to increase in April, but the rate of expansion slowed amid signs of weaker demand. April saw an overall reduction in new orders for the first time in 6 months. Rates of inflation generally eased at the start of the second quarter, with both input costs and output prices rising less quickly at the composite level," end quote. According to the U.S. Census Bureau and the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, sales of new single-family houses in the U.S. were at 693,000 in March, up 8.8% from the previous month. The median sales price of new houses in March was $430,700. U.S. government sold $69 billion worth of two-year notes at 4.898%, 6 basis points lower than the yield at the bidding deadline, 4.904%. Bid to cover was 2.659, higher than 6-month average, so we can find solid demand for two-year Treasury notes. 10-year Treasury yield dropped at around 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time when the S&P Global released the U.S. PMI report showing that the U.S. economy expanded less than expected, and rates of inflation generally eased in April. Then the yield fell one more time after solid two-year note auction. For the U.S. stocks, S&P 500 rose 1.2%, Dow gained 0.69%, Nasdaq also jumped 1.59% on strong earnings from U.S. companies and as investors shrugged off fears of higher interest rates. Shares of Tesla jumped 13% after hours on Tuesday as the company CEO Elon Musk showed investors his ambitious vision on AI and new vehicles, even though the company reported less than expected earnings. Revenue for the first quarter 2024 was $21.3 billion, dropped 8% year-over-year, and the adjusted EPS was 45 cents, whopping a 55% decrease from the previous year. The company CEO, Elon Musk, said during the conference call on Tuesday, quote, "In Q1 we navigated several unforeseen challenges, as well as the ramp of the updated Model 3 in Fremont. As we all have seen, the EV adoption rate globally is under pressure. And a lot of other auto manufacturers are pulling back on EVs and pursuing plug-in hybrids instead. We believe this is not the right strategy, and electric vehicles will ultimately dominate the market." Despite these challenges, the Tesla team did a great job executing in a tough environment and energy storage deployments of Megapack. We also continue to expand our AI training capacity in Q1, more than doubling our training compute sequentially. In terms of the new product roadmap, we've updated our future vehicle lineup to accelerate the launch of new models ahead. Previously mentioned, start of production in the second half of 2025, so we expect it to be more like the early 2025, if not, late this year. These new vehicles, including more affordable models, will use aspects of the next generation platform as well as aspects of our current platforms, and will be able to produce on the same manufacturing lines as our current vehicle lineup. He also added, quote, "I go back to something I said several years ago, that in the future, gasoline cars that are not autonomous will be like riding a horse and using a flip phone," end quote. Okay, this is end of today's news. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.